So we're matching up the SEC against the ACC in the Big Ten. You tell me who wins how many games in a 10-game series, and these seedings are exactly how these conferences finished this year. So we got Alabama taking on Clemson.
Than the bowl matchups. I said I like that better than the bowl matchups. A lot of times you get a number 2 versus a number 5. That doesn't seem to add up. So I like your system better. You need to take that to the playoff committee.
Jamie, I'm trying to push my systems on everyone when it comes to college football. I got so many systems, scheduling systems, everything else to go with. But this is just one of many. So we got Alabama Clemson, which seems like it's been done.
Yeah, seems like it's been done, and I think Clemson was a great story, but I truly believe if they played 10 times, I think Alabama wins 7.
Okay, we got Florida taking on Louisville, who of course was way down at the end of the season.
They were down. I'll give Florida a 6-4 edge because their defense is so good, but I just that's the battle of a god-awful offense against a god-awful defense.
Your boys from Auburn are taking on a Virginia Tech team that went to the ACC championship game, of course played Clemson fairly well.
Finally, somebody we can probably handle if we're healthy. I would say 7-3 Auburn.
Okay. We got LSU, and I was really impressed with LSU. I think this is a legit top 10 team. I don't care that they lost 4 games. They're taking on Florida State, and if I had to see one game out of these, and we've seen Alabama Clemson, this is the game I'm watching.
If Les Miles coaches all 10 games, Florida State 7-3. If on in his way of coaching and way of motivating, I say 5-5.
Ooh, man. Les Miles taking a hit.
I really think Ed Orgeron is going to do a great job there because those guys are going to listen to his message. He is going to get them, riled up and rowdy. He fits.
Texas A&M, another poster child for turning recruiting classes in the top 10 into 8-5 teams. 3 consecutive years, 8-5, 8-5, 8-5. This time they're taking on North Carolina 10 times.
I'm going to have to say 5-5. Those are 2 offensive juggernauts at times. I really like what Larry Fedora does at Carolina and how they're able to do some things. I know Texas A&M may have a tad more talent, but I'll say 5-5.
All right, Jamie. I think this would be a good one to take in on a Saturday afternoon as well. Tennessee and Miami.
Tennessee's got a lot of talent. I love Mark Richt. I think that he's got those guys motivated. I think they win 6-4 this year, and they'll stretch that out over the next couple of years.
And we got Georgia beat TCU in a bowl game. Of course, had the great recruiting class, but they're not playing in this one. They're taking on Pitt.
I'll take Georgia 6-4. 2 tough teams. I like Georgia's quarterback situation, especially going forward. I think Georgia would get the edge in that series.
Georgia Tech didn't have a whole lot of problems disposing of Kentucky in the Tax Slayer Bowl, but the 2 teams get together again, this time 10 games on the field.
If they played 10 times consecutively, that would give Kentucky the opportunity to get used to the triple option. But let's just say in one game spurts, I would still say Georgia Tech 7-3.
Arkansas had to play Virginia Tech in a bowl game. Didn't turn out too well despite leading 24-0 at one point. This time they get NC State, who finished 7-6.
I think Arkansas could big boy NC State just a little bit, be a little more consistent. 6-4 Arkansas.
Okay. Mississippi State 6-7 after a bowl win over a MAC team, taking on the team we mentioned there, NC State. I'm sorry, Mississippi State takes on Wake. It's Mississippi State, Wake Forest.
I've got some inside information on this one, Mark, and I'm going to throw your rankings a little bit. Mississippi State 9-1 because Elrod sent the game plan over to Mullen and his staff. They know all the plays.
That's right. They got an issue there at Wake. They got to clean that up, and they beat Temple. Once they got that cleaned up, they beat Temple in a bowl game. South Carolina made it to a bowl game. What's that? You like?
I like State's
Fitzgerald.
Quarterback. Fitzgerald. Yeah, I think he's gonna be pretty good.
We got South Carolina. They got a pretty good young quarterback as well, and Jake Bentley taking on Syracuse.
Know Jake a little bit. He was one of my guys at Opelika High School, Preps Nation guy. Little shout out there. Good-looking kid. And with that being said, I'm going to be a homer, and I'm going to take Jake 7-3.
All right, Vanderbilt and Boston College. It's starting to get ugly now.
Well, I love Derek Mason and his staff. They are so fantastic. Um, from this past year, that would be a nearly unwatchable football game when you throw in Boston College's molasses in motion. I'll take Derek Mason and his staff 6-4 simply because I love them and what they're doing. As long as we can
Okay,
keep
I
a
got to
running
set
clock.
the stage for the next one, Jamie, because we got Ole Miss fully healthy. Chad Kelly back at it. You know, the team that took on Alabama within a 5-point game, that's the team that shows up for this game against Virginia.
Yeah, they're not playing basketball. A fully healthy Ole Miss, that's going to be ugly for the Hoos. I'm going to say 9-1 with a fully healthy Ole Miss.
And finally, we go to the depths with Mizzou and Duke.
Well, I figure Mike Krzyzewski's worth something. No, really. I really like David Cutcliffe, and I think they do a really good job. Missouri, I'm not sure what part of whose cliff they've fallen off of the last couple years. I would take David Cutcliffe and his staff 7-3.